Tintin XL 92.5 FM.
No, the new drug's a painful one today. It's a pain drug. Feeling pain, Carline. Pain drug. Frangie Carline, JJ LaSelva with you. Thanks for joining us on a Monday. Our Mondays are always brought to you by The Best Bet. Thanks to my friends at The Best Bet with fantastic locations all over town. St. Augustine, that new beautiful location. Man, you can have a big time there. Best Bet Orange Park is on US 17. And, of course, Best Bet Jacksonville on Monument Road. That's the big one. And, my goodness, The Best Bet always has all kind of fun stuff going on. There's never a time there's not some fun games going on at The Best Bet. So head to The Best Bet if you get a chance, and you will be glad you did. Great stuff going on. Always The Best Bet Monday around here. We've talked about it all day on the radio station, so I won't say a whole lot of new stuff probably. But that was maybe the hardest kind of game to lose. If you lose 34-10, there's no gut wrenching. Now, the bad news is, if that happens, you might suck.
Right.
What happens now is you don't suck. You got a pretty good team. But just the heartache of this one, Jags outplay the Dolphins for almost three quarters. By now, you know the story. Their Jags are about to go up 24-7, which would have ended the game, in my opinion. Travis Etienne fumbles in the end zone. The Dolphins scored an 80-yard touchdown on the next play and came back and win. You all know the story by now. It's really hard on that one because even though this is this year and that was last year, people want to connect the dots. And I don't know how many times I've heard people say, well, the Jags have now lost 6 of their last 7. Well, the truth is they've lost 1 of their last 1, and last year was last year. It's a different team. But I get it, and fans invest a lot, and I get that too, and fans are invested in it and invested in this team. So I got a bunch of thoughts about why that one went wrong, but we'll get to it. I got all kind of stuff to talk about, DJ Lagway and what's going to happen there, and Billy Napier, and a great college slate coming up, and the Browns come to town, and all around the NFL. There's a lot of stuff to get to, but it's hard to start with anything other than, whoo, that one hurt. Now, there was a pain, like I had about 4 or 5 ribs on either side hurting after that one, so tough loss.
It was brutal because if Travis Etienne scores there or just secures the ball and the Jaguars end up scoring, the game's over. I mean, up 17 with 2 minutes left in the third quarter.
2:19 is when they recovered the fumble.
I mean, that's a very high percentage that you're going to walk out of there with a win. And Miami really had no confidence either. I mean, you could sense it. I mean, that just it was Miami was sort of looking around like, what's happening here? The Jaguars were in complete control, and a very good player has a horrendous moment and makes a terrible mistake at a time that you'd like to think that you can recover from it. Because you've got 17 minutes of play, and that was what was so troubling to me is I believe Travis Etienne is a good player, and I believe he's going to have a really good season. But that is a tough mistake to look past. But the hardest thing is, where is everybody else for that final 17 minutes, including the coaching staff? It seems like this administration is really having trouble motivating or scheming these players into playing well in the critical moments, playing well in fourth quarters, which is where you're going to win in the NFL. And I do think it bleeds over. I think if you're 1-6 in your last 7, that's a concern. I mean, it doesn't mean they won't win their next 4. I think they've got a good team. I mean, I think if it was a 7-game series, I would say I think the Jags are going to win game 2 in Miami, and then I think they're going to take control of the series in Jacksonville, and who knows where it goes. So I think the Jaguars are better. So, I think they've got something, but there is a missing piece